I am incredibly stoked about the guest we have today. We have Peter Douche with us. Who is Peter Douche? Peter Douche is a political strategist that was part of John Kerry's campaign, was part of Hillary's campaign in 2008, and was part of Hillary's campaign in 2016. Because if you're going to lose, it's best to do it in threes. Brilliant Democratic strategist, still has not pulled off a win, but that's fine by him. And guys, Peter Douche is a parody. There is nothing lamer on the planet than announcing that a parody is a parody, but I'm doing it anyway. Why? Because I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube anytime soon. But without further ado, Peter Douche, welcome.
Thank you, Ron. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very appreciative that a journalist finally taking the time to speak with a Hillary voter.
Yeah,
65 million of us have been silenced, and it's about time we fix that.
Well, and you, I mean, you were sentenced to life in the embassy suites, and that's why we can't see you. We can hear you, but we can't see you. How's everything going in the embassy suites? Are they treating you well?
It's good. It's not the worst. I wouldn't wish it on too many of my enemies, but the mimosas still flow till about 11 o'clock Pacific time, so I've still got another hour of manageable living here.
That's good. That's really good. So, Peter, you are a three-time Democratic strategist. Now, eventually... Excuse
me. Democratic strategist of color.
Yeah.
Don't erase me.
Oh, man. Yes, excuse me. Democratic strategist of color, Peter Douche. Now, at one point, you collaborated with Peter Dow, the comedian, or he replaced you. Please unpack all that for me. What happened there?
Well, that's actually a misconception. I think we look alike physically. We have some similar views, I will admit. We're both married to wives of color. We both were formerly white and recently became people of color. So there are a lot of people that mistake us for each other. And for some reason, there was a glitch at Twitter, and I had to add to my account that I was a parody. I don't understand that, but the Russians have taken over. What can you do?
All right. So has your love for Hillary ever affected your marriage?
Oof. So many times. The short answer is yes. When you're friends with someone as intelligent as Hillary Clinton, it's really difficult to compete with. And I understand and appreciate all my wives of color that have been there with me through these times. It was really put to a test in my first marriage when I released my novel. It was a fan fiction about a young strategist of color who wooed Hillary away from Bill. It's sort of a time travel thing, but it's complicated. But it was called I'm with Peter. And it was hard to explain, but eventually we got through it before I left her for my second wife of color.
So what is the key to the Democrats for 2018 and 2020? What do they need to do?
Well, we've done a lot of strategizing. We've paid a lot of consultants. And really, I wish everyone would change their focus away from thinking it's about winning. Victory is not the key to 2018. You've got to look at the long-term strategy. Everything that happens in 2018 is to build the resistance. The more we lose, the more destructive the GOP is. Over the next few years, the better off we're going to be in 2020. So I would ask everyone to suspend their critiques of the Democratic Party, at least until 2021, maybe, after we lose the presidency.
Well, see, Glenn Greenwald would push back against that. He said recently that criticizing the Democratic Party is 100% necessary to kind of move forward and actually combat Trump and get us in a better place? Why do you feel the opposite?
Look, criticism is great. It's just that now is not the time. Right now, we're establishing who is going to be in the list of Democratic rising stars. Next year, we'll have to be promoting one of these Democratic rising stars. 2020, we're running the election. So really the time to critique, there may be a small window, which we call freedom of speech. Probably about 2 to 3 days where you're allowed to critique the party, and we'll take it in consideration.
What's your thought on eliminating the superdelegates?
Well, that's a tricky one because unlike 2016, we've realized we do need voters. So what we're trying to do is compromise with the progressives. We've had the Unity Reform Committee. The Bernie wing wants to get rid of superdelegates. We want to increase the superdelegates. So we've found that a good compromise is just keeping all the superdelegates.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.